Hey guys, it's May, end of May down here in Texas, and our highs have been about 83 degrees. Well, probably 83 to 88 degrees so far. Our cooling wall has been working awesome. We're not using much shade cloth besides just this. This is kind of new. We've been able to pull this up, and it's mainly for the winter. The sun comes through the side, and this allows me to kind of block some of the light. I believe that's a 30 or 40% white. And up here you can see our new roof automatically deflects about 30-35%. It does diffuse the light as well. So I would recommend that, because this will prevent me from needing a shade cloth in the winter in Texas. I'll probably still have to drop a 40% shade over top of this. We used to drop an 80% shade over the other material that's closer to that clarity. So this is nice with the built-in shade, because we never need it full sun here. You can see outside we don't have any trees around our greenhouse, so this is full sun all day. This is a solid wall and provides some evening shade, but besides that, everything gets full sun. Sun goes right over the center of the roof line here. Anyway, we'll go ahead and see what we've added within the past couple weeks. We've added some lettuce seedlings. That's about 2 weeks worth of growth. We've cleaned out all this flow bed here. Again, I'm going to remove all the dirt plants just because we're just seeing too many flies developing in the dirt. The rain catcher has been working incredible. We catch more water off this little roof than we can possibly use in the system. So I have 275 gallon IBC tote that catches that water, but I could have probably done with 2 barrels, or even 55 gallons would have lasted me for several weeks in this system. We're running 2 fish tanks with IBC totes. Again, I came back and we foiled all around, and we put foam board over top. It's not exactly sealed up right now like it was, because I just we upgraded from 1/2-inch water lines, and I'm running 1 inch from the pump. We're actually running 1.5 inch and splitting it right down here, and running 1 inch to each. That'll let me change out the fish water. Instead of once every 2 hours, I can change it out once every hour. If I want to really crank it up and turn off a grow bed and run it with a different pump, I can change it out every 30 minutes. So anyway, we're just going to try out some tilapia in this tank. This tank's been all cleaned out and it's ready to go. So we'll be picking up tilapia tomorrow. I'm going to throw probably 8 pounds in there and see how that does, and I'll report back if that was too much or too little. But they recommend up to 10. I'm going to just try 8 for now. I may need to add a filter here. We got a space here to add a filtration. We've got the swirl filter that's still been working. I don't know if last video I had added this or not, but I did add a feature. There's a 5-gallon refillable water bottle that funnels down, and you can actually drain it right there. So what I do is I just get a small stick, I stir up the algae, and then I just go ahead and flush it like a toilet, and then these go ahead and refill it, and it pushes that back down. You can see that kind of holds some of the weight of it there. That's been working really well, but I am planning to go ahead and add another filtration, especially if the tanks are looking dirty. You can see now the tanks have very little algae growth, very clean. This has helped tremendously. I was scrubbing the tanks every few weeks to try to keep some of the algae growth. Once I sealed these up, and also there's not a cover on right now because of some of the plumbing, but we added covering over the reserve tank, and I have foil to go over that as well. So we covered everything. You can see this one's still covered here. So I've got two 275 gallon reserve tanks that everything drains into. You can see we're changing out the plumbing here. That was our ½ inch. That ½ inch is still hooked up to an external little giant pump down there that was supposed to do 1,100 gallons, but we've just increased, so we need a bigger one. So we're using a little giant submersible. It's a 2,700 gallons an hour, and with the head height that we're doing, we're probably only getting 1,400 gallons per hour, but that's about what we need. So anyway, I probably, once we add another phase, more grow beds or Dutch buckets on that side, I'll probably go ahead and upgrade that. But I covered that also in the Little Giant review YouTube video that you can see the link in my subscription area. And down here, we've still got this one hooked up, even though that one is not being used. We can turn it off or turn it back on with the valve there. But what I'm going to use that for is it's still hooked up, and I may over here run all the way outside a outside solar heating system for the winter. That pump only uses about 60 watts an hour, so that would be a very cheap way to heat. You can see our external, or our circulating fan by Global. Here's their information if you need it. So far, you know, this has been about a year, and that thing works really well. I just turned it off because we are, or I'm taking the video. The only complaint about this is, for this small of a greenhouse, it's about 600 square feet, about 30 feet long. You could probably get a much smaller fan. I've got this on the lowest setting, but this thing can push some air, and it uses about 150, 160 watts an hour, so it's fairly energy efficient for the size motor. You know, the exhaust fan, my complaint about that is a pretty good exhaust fan, but it does burn quite a bit of electricity. I think it's about 900 watts, and I may have to look at that overall. I'm still going to add a solar system. When they re-roofed, I had an extra dark panel put up here so that I could mount 3 solar panels. So I'm going to look at doing about a 1 kilowatt system, and I'll come back and do a tour of that when we get it done. I've got everything, I just need to get it put up there. So anyway, here's the update. You can also see we have a bin of, it's mainly horse manure on the bottom with a little compost. So very rich dirt. Tomato plant's looking very good. We tried to use this as kind of a decomposting, it's a worm bed and also a heat source for the winter. You can see the red pepper plant is doing very good as well. So I planted this tomato plant about the same time that I planted this tomato plant in the aquaponics system. So even though these went through kind of a dark stage with the tarp on the roof for a month, you can see as soon as it got light, this thing just exploded. And these are new here. We added, we made these out of sewer line. So we added 2 grow towers here so we can put 2 for another 10 strawberry plants. Once again, they were full and we kind of ripped them out. You can look up YouTube videos on how to build these, but there definitely needs to be a collar there to keep the excess water from running down the side. And we also bought one of these, I forget the name right now, but I can put the link to it below. I think they're about $50, and they hold a ton of strawberry plants. We ordered green lacewings, so that's what these are here. We're going to test out. I've done ladybugs before, and I'm going to try these lacewings because they eat white flies. So the ladybugs are really good with the aphids, and I'll probably order some more of those. So we put in a little herb garden down here, so if my wife's cooking, she can come trim what she needs. So we still have a lot of open space that will get filled in as things start growing again. So anyway, the onions you can see even through growing in the dark, they seem to be okay, but onions do grow in aquaponics. Anyway, if you have any questions, just shoot me a comment and I'll try to answer what I can. Thank you.